السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، نحمده ونسبحه ونقدسه على آلائه ونعمائه، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، إلها واحدا أحدا فردا صمدا قيوما، ونشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك وترحم على محمد وآل محمد كأرض ما صليت وسلمت وباركت وترحمت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. وصل اللهم وسلم على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين والأوصياء والصديقين وعترة نبيك الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين والخلص من أصحابه المنتجبين. عباد الله، أوصيكم وأوصي نفسي بتقوى الله ولزوم أمره. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ما أصاب من مصيبة في الأرض ولا في أنفسكم إلا في كتاب من قبل أن نبرأها إن ذلك على الله يسير، لكي لا تأسوا على ما فاتكم ولا تفرحوا بما آتاكم، والله لا يحب كل مختال فخور. صدق الله العلي العظيم. No misfortune has befallen you in yourselves and on this land, but it is in a book. It is in a book before we brought it forth. من قبل أن نبرأها. And that is indeed truly easy for God. And the conclusion of these misfortunes and disasters, لكي لا تأسوا على ما فاتكم, that you may not despair over what has passed you, what you missed, what you lost. Don't despair. Do not despair. Everything we have is from God. The life we have, the belongings, the family, the children, the wealth, the business, the talent, the intelligence, the health, it's from God. He's the owner. He gives, and sometimes he says, listen, I need to take it back for some reasons, and these reasons are good for you. لكي لا تأسوا على ما فاتكم. Neither ولا تفرحوا, nor be exalted and rejoice over what he has given you. ولا تفرحوا بما آتاكم. والله لا يحب كل مختال. Allah does not like those who are vainglorious people, or the boasters. لا يحب كل مختال فخور. Many people ask, where is divine justice in what happened in Turkey and Syria 4 days ago? Where is divine intervention and divine justice and divine love? Where is God? Many children, many innocent children, innocent men and women, elderly, sick people, poor people, many of them are refugees. Many of them were displaced from their land, their countries. They took refuge elsewhere. Now they ended and they were buried under the rubbles. Where is God? Why does not He stop these things? These are natural disasters. Well, not every misfortune that befalls us, not every disaster or calamity or a tragedy that befall us is a punishment. Don't look at it as a punishment from God. These have several reasons. The most important reason is imtihan. Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wassalam says, when there is a calamity, a disaster, natural disaster, whatever man-made disaster, this is لِلظَّالِمِ أَدَبٍ. For the wrongdoer, the tyrant, the arrogant, this is a discipline. This is a reminder. Adab, discipline. وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِ امْتِحَانٍ. But when it happens to someone who's innocent, he's not guilty, he has not done something wrong. This is imtihan, it's a test. It's a test. This is qada and qadr. And one of the pillars of faith is to accept the divine decree, to accept it. What happens to you, to your health, to your business, to your home, to your son, to your husband, to your wife, to your country, to your society. It's a test, part of this test. We have to be tested. There is no life, there is no faith without test. أَفَحَسِبَ النَّاسُ أَنْ يُتْرَكُوا أَنْ يَقُولُوا آمَنَّا وَهُمْ لَا يُفْتَنُونَ. Fitna means test. Testing you. Sometimes the test is in your aqidah. God is testing your belief in Him. Sometimes it's in your health. Sometimes it's in your house. These are tests. قُلْ لَنْ يُصِيبَنَا إِلَّا مَا كَتَبَ اللَّهُ لَنَا. Nothing befalls us except what God has decreed for us. And He decrees for a reason. The divine decree has a reason. It's not unjust. It has a reason. Sometimes we do not understand the reason, or we don't want to accept these reasons. But it has a reason. إِنَّ الْبَلَاءَ لِلظَّالِمِ أَدَبٌ وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِ امْتِحَانٌ وَلِلْأَنْبِيَاءِ دَرَجَةٌ. To the Anbiya, when it happens, it raises their ranks, daraja. وَلِلْأَوْلِيَاء, the true worshippers of God, karama, it's an honor. This bala is an honor. It's an honor from God, and He extends this honor only to those who can bear it, and accept it. This is one reason. The second reason, we learn from these tragedies and calamities, we learn lessons. And God says you have to learn. Look to what happened to others and learn. Learn to adopt that in your life. To prevent these from happening. You cannot prevent it. But sometimes we don't want to learn. In Japan, do you know how many earthquakes takes place every year in Japan? Do you know? Every day, I should say, not every year. Every day, several quakes shakes the country. But do you hear of any casualties? Some of them 7 point something. No casualties. They learned the lesson. They learned. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان. Equipped him with intelligence, with knowledge. He knows how to protect himself against these natural disasters, whether they are tsunamis or fires or earthquakes or others. And He wants us to learn to prevent these. I used to pass by Cal Poly Pomona in Pomona. And there used to be a building there, an iconic building, goes back to 60 years ago. They built this beautiful building 60 years ago. Now if you go on the 57 north or south, you don't see the building. I asked my son, he goes there. He said, because this building is exactly placed on the fault line, on Sant Andreas fault line. Exactly on the fault line. And if we have an earthquake here, this building and all those who are inside it, students and faculty, are going to die. So administration, they said, though this building is very iconic, it's very important, it's multi-million-dollar building, but we have to demolish it to prevent human loss. We have to learn. We learn from that. We learn from what happens, and we prepare for the future. Number 3, the life of always affluence and comfort and ease instigates, whether it happens for Muslims or non-Muslims, in poor areas or rich areas, the life of ease and comfort instigates forgetfulness, ghafla. We forget about the existence of God. We forget about the existence of a superpower, the power of God. وَكَمْ مِنْ قَرْيَةٍ بَطَرَتْ مَعِيشَتَهَا. God says in His book, how oftentimes قرية, civilization, a country, بَطَرَتْ مَعِيشَتَهَا. بَطَرَتْ means they became arrogant. They became unthankful, ungrateful. They took things for granted. They forgot about God. They forgot about justice. بطلت معيشتهم. From time to time, Allah sends reminders for all mankind. Though this is a big tragedy for all of us. It broke our hearts until now. Every time we watch the television and what's happening, it really brings our tears down, breaks our hearts. It's very heart-wrenching. But these are lessons. Sometimes it happens in the East, sometimes in the West, sometimes in Muslim countries, sometimes in non-Muslim countries. All of them are human beings. It doesn't matter. But these are reminders from time to time that God does exist. And you have to go back to God. And God is the real superpower. Don't take this life for granted. Don't fight over a piece of land. Don't fight over an apartment with your siblings, with your family members. Because everything could come to an end within 30 seconds. 30 seconds. More than 6,000 buildings, some of them are high-rise buildings, were demolished. 6,000. 6,000 buildings with their inhabitants are gone. In 30 seconds. Doesn't need more than 30 seconds. This is the reality of this life. This is a wake-up call for us, not just the victims. We have to learn a lesson. It could happen to my house, to your house, to our neighborhoods, to our city, to our state, California, to other states. It could happen. Don't fight over a piece of land with your loved ones. I know, and I said this last night, I know families who live in holy cities, not in Las Vegas, they live in holy cities. They are fighting, the brothers are fighting with each other over the inheritance of their father who died 50 years ago. Still today, the two brothers, they don't speak to each other. Over a piece of land, 100, sometimes 50 square meters. They are fighting. Not only them, they don't speak to each other, their kids. The father died 50 years, 60 years ago. The kids, the grandchildren, they don't speak to each other over a small piece of land. And they all know that they're going to leave it behind and go to their grave. They all know. But we don't learn a lesson. These are lessons we have to learn. This earthquake shook. It has to shake our minds and our hearts. And we revisit what we are doing in this life. We revisit our relationships with others. How do we perceive things in this life? We could lose anything, any minute. It could go away. We could lose our family members. How many fathers and mothers now, they survived, but their kids did not survive. The child, the infant survived, but the mother did not survive. How many? These are lessons for us to learn, to be prepared. This is the reality of this life. And then, mu'mineen, also, these natural disasters, some of them are also artificial. What I mean by artificial, it's man-made. It's a result of man tampering with nature, man tampering with this earth. Look at the reports in the New York Times and the LA Times and other news media. Some of these studies suggest that the groundwater depletion in our state here, in the state of California, in the San Joaquin Valley, when they extract water for the purpose of agriculture, the agricultural belt in San Joaquin Valley, this is stressing this fault, San Andreas fault. Stressing it, which means it could increase the likelihood of earthquakes in the region when they take the water away from the land. So it's man-made. In Turkey, they built many dams, huge dams, to preserve the water. It could be, I'm not an expert in that, I'm not a scientist, but this is what we read in the reports. Sometimes it is man-made. When we tamper with the earth, when we tamper with the nature, this is what happens. Many of the fires we experience in this state, it's because of the climate change. We don't care. We just want to manufacture and build things and export and get money. We don't think about the long-term results. We don't think about that. We don't think. How much we damage the nature in our state, in our country here. We don't care about that. And then when it happens, we ask, where is God's justice? God is just. God is just. Whatever happens to us is from our own hands. And we have to learn a lesson from that. Anyway, we pray for the people of Turkey, for the people of Syria, before them for the people of Khoy in Azerbaijan, in Iran, for all those victims who lost their lives. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bestow His mercy and His forgiveness on them, inshallah. We ask Allah to bestow patience and sabr, inshallah, on those who have survived, on the mothers, the fathers, the children, the neighbors, the family members who have survived, but their families did not survive. We pray for them, inshallah, for their recovery, for those who have been wounded and injured, emotionally, psychologically, physically. We pray for them, inshallah, that Allah bestows His patience on them, His sakina, His tranquility on their hearts, and recompensate them for what they lost in these tragedies. And we have to stand with them. I said last night, humanity is one family. One family with different colors, different cultures, different languages, but we are one family. And we have to help each and every individual in our community and in our families should help and reach out to those victims. We have opened an account here at our center to collect these donations, monetary donations, and inshallah we will send them by Monday. Inshallah we will send them to the victims who deserve these helps and these donations. So please help out after the salat. You can see Haj Samir and Haj Moustafa and Shamsuddin, Haj Shamsuddin and others, and give them your donations. And you can give a credit card, you can give cash, you can write a check, and inshallah we make sure to give it to those who need this. And please join me in reciting Surah Al-Fatiha for the soul of the victims of the earthquake in these three countries. Al-Fatiha. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين نحمده ونسبحه ونقدسه على آلائه ونعمائه ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله اللهم صل وسلم وبارك وترحم على محمد وآل محمد كأفضل ما صليت وسلمت وباركت وترحمت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد وصل اللهم وسلم على خلفاء نبيك وأوصيائه وأهل بيته وأحبته علي أمير المؤمنين وقائد الغر المحجلين وعلى البضعة الطاهرة فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين وعلى سبطي نبي الرحمة وسيدي شباب أهل الجنة الحسن والحسين عليهما السلام وعلى علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والإمام الخلف الهادي المهدي عجل الله تعالى فرجه وسهل مخرجه وجعلنا من أنصاره وأعوانه عباد الله أوصيكم وأوصي نفسي بتقوى الله ولزوم أمره قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولا تمدن عينيك إلى ما متعنا به أزواجا منهم زهرة الحياة الدنيا لنفتنهم فيه ورزق ربك خير وأبقى صدق الله العلي العظيم Every year in this month of February, America witnesses an increase in the cases of divorce. If you look at the chart, the highest rate of divorce throughout the whole year is in this month of February. Do you know why? It is because of Valentine's Day. This is a fact, it's not a joke, it's a fact. Why? Why? Valentine's Day is a day of love, a day where we reaffirm our commitment, our love, our appreciation, our relationship with our sweethearts, with our spouses, maybe with our mistresses too. But why then there is an increase in the rate of divorce? There are two main reasons, psychologists say. One reason is because the sweethearts, some of them, they raise the bar of expectations from their loved ones. She expects him to provide her with a ring, expensive ring. What they call it? Huh? Diamond ring, $25,000, $30,000. Or let's say a new car, or an exotic vacation somewhere, or a party in this hotel or that hotel. But when that day comes, which is February 14th this year, yeah, nothing happens. He brings her a bouquet of flowers, you know, $10, Habibti, this is, you know, mine. She gets upset, she gets disappointed. Really, this is a fact. She thinks that he's going to give her thousands of dollars, very expensive gift. All of a sudden, the gift is $20 value. She gets disappointed. And therefore, she decided, no, this relationship is not for me. No, I need someone else to honor me, to appreciate me. My worth is much, much bigger than what you have given me. This is one reason. The second reason is that because of those who are addicted to social media and they're always on their Instagram account watching and searching and looking what others have, and nowadays there's no more privacy in this life. Nowadays, from your own bathroom and bedroom and everything is public. People can see everything in your home. Because before we drink this cup of tea, we have to take a picture. Before we eat this meal, take a picture. Before you wear these shoes, you have to take a picture. Everything is public. And people, when everything is public, you know what happens? You know what happens? People start comparing themselves to others. See, look, he has purchased this and this for her, but he didn't do. Then he doesn't love me. My friend, she got this precious, expensive gift, but he did not do that for me. So this means he doesn't love me. She measures love with what? With money. With maddiyat, with materialism. This is what happens. When we measure love and affection only with materialism, this is what happens. We're going to be definitely disappointed. Because sometimes your spouse cannot provide. He cannot provide. Does that mean he doesn't love you? Sometimes a person is penniless. He doesn't have money to provide. But he has something more important than money. He has commitment. He has true love, genuine love. He has sacrifice. This is more than money. This is more than a diamond ring. I saw a scene the other day of those survivors of the earthquake in Turkey. They pulled the father out. The father was screaming, leave me and go to my wife and my kids. Go and save them, leave me here. He was wounded, he was bleeding. But he said, leave me and go and save my wife and my... This is a true love. This is true commitment. When you put your family before yourself, this is the real love. This is real Valentine's Day. It's okay to purchase gifts, it's okay. It's okay to provide gifts and flowers and sweets and candies and whatever, it's okay. But the real love, my friends, is when we sacrifice our life for our children and our loved ones and our sweethearts. When you are ready to sacrifice, you don't put yourself before them, you put them before you. This is the real love. This is the love that endures and stays for centuries. Last night we had a lady here, Khanum Khurasani. I went to give condolences to her. Her husband, Haj Yusuf, passed away a week ago. You know what she told me? She said, Sayyid, I was with this man for 75 years. 75. She broke the record. Even Queen Elizabeth did not, I don't know how long her marriage lasted. 75 years, this is commitment. When two people stay with each other 75 years. This is real love. This is real love. And we have to teach our children. Yes, it's okay to present a gift. Express your love through a gift. Definitely it's okay. And this is something needed. But this is not the real measurement of love. Do not measure love with materialism, with money. Measure love with commitment, with sacrifice. How much you are willing to sacrifice for your sweetheart, for your family? How much? If you go beyond boundaries, then you are the real lover, real sweetheart. But if you, for a small argument, you don't want to give any concessions, and you want to insist on your way and your desire, and you are ready to walk away from the family even though you have kids, then this is not love. Even if you give her the entire Beverly Hills, it's not love. This is a fake love, not genuine love. Let's teach our children how to appreciate their loved ones. Marriage and love is commitment. Lifetime commitment. Lifetime commitment. The hadith says, Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wassalam says, Al-Mu'minu ya'kulu bishahwati ahlihi wal-kafiru ya'kulu bishahwati nafsih. Very meaningful hadith. One of the differences between a believer and non-believer is that the non-believer puts himself before his family. The believer puts his family before himself. And a believer asks his family, what do you want to eat? He doesn't ask himself. He asks his kids and his wife, what do you want to eat today? Whatever they like, he's going to like. But a non-believer says, this is what I like. Make this for me. I don't care about my kids and you. He's more important. This is one of the main distinctions between a believer, a committed believer, a true human being, and someone who's careless. He always puts himself before the safety, the security, the welfare, the happiness of his family. In Valentine's Day, I'm asking you to get closer to your spouses, to your loved ones, but remember always, commitment and sacrifice are the backbone of real love. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna Allah ya'muru bil-'adli wal-ihsan wa ita'i dhil qurba wa yanha 'anil fahsha'i wal-munkari wal-baghi ya'idukum la'allakum tadhakkarun. Mu'mineen, we have a good member of our community, Hajj Roshan Ali Daya. He's in the intensive care unit in the hospital. Has been bedridden for several months. Please, let's remember him today, Friday, at this holy hour, with this special ayah for his recovery, inshallah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Amman yujibu al-muftarra idha da'ahu wa yakshifu as-su'. Amman yujibu al-muftarra idha da'ahu wa yakshifu as-su'. Amman yujibu al-muftarra idha da'ahu wa yakshifu as-su'. We ask Allah to bring him relief, and all the victims in Turkey, in Iran, in Syria, elsewhere, for the injured ones, the ones who are wounded, for the mothers, the fathers. Allah brings His peace and His relief to all of them. On Sunday, there is a function in Anaheim by the Shia Muslim Council, Imam Ali's Inspire. And Thursday, inshallah, we are going to commemorate the martyrdom of our 7th Imam, Imam Musa al-Kadhim alayhi salam, on the 25th of Rajab. And please, after the Salat, do not forget to donate and give your donation to the brothers that I mentioned today, Haj Samir and his team, so they can immediately, we can wire this money, inshallah, and it reaches the people who are affected by this disaster. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات تابع اللهم بيننا وبينهم بالخيرات إنك مجيب الدعوات إنك غافر الخطيئات إنك ماحي السيئات وجاعلها حسنات إنك على كل شيء قدير. For the soul of the victims, الفاتحة مع الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.